saying we're live, and we're live through Facebook. Let me know if that is working.
Yeah. Apparently, also you can see comments. So that's
Oh, where? Comments?
yeah, and where you went live, there's on the right hand side. There's the comments from Shaylin and Rena.
Oh, yes, I saw them both letting us know. They're so wonderful. Let me know if you can see us in the Facebook group or Facebook page. I think it's a Facebook page.
Is it the page? Okay,
Yeah, let me see. I am not seeing us.
I'm not seeing it on the page.
Well, then where the hell are we live? Uh, oh, not there. Hold on. Okay, one more. Whoa. So now, okay. 22 minutes ago. And yeah, I see us really blurry. Um, let's see. It's saying we're live.
Really, I
I'm general.
I have no doubt that it thinks we're live. My guess is that this is tied to like an event that you had scheduled in the group, and
Mm-mm.
so we can't go live again because you already did it once.
Oh, no, no, no. That wouldn't be the case, I don't think. But let's go to the group and try to hit the live.
Okay.
See what it does. Post in the group. Go live. So strange the technology that's going on here. Okay, I see us. I gotta change this to Ecam. And it won't let us go live now. Post in group. Okay. Settings. Stream. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like it won't give me the go live button. Ah,
Yeah, I'm seeing nothing on my end.
okay. Enable. Pin comments. Go live. One of three.
Ooh.
Oh, hold on. Let's see. Two. Oh, I think I might have figured it out. What's three?
What do you mean? What's three?
We're going. We're going. I can see us. It says starting live broadcast. Um,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. This is.
it's saying we are there now. Inside the group. So let's see if we have sound. Maybe we should ask Rena.
Still saying was live in the group.
Hmm. Da, 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 da,
This is great. This reminds me of
testing,
there's a
testing.
no there's this stand up comedian thing called 7 Minutes in Hell where there's no audience
Can you talk
and
a
so
little louder?
yeah I also turned my mic
Oh,
way down. What?
well, it looks like we might be frozen on the screen, but
Oh
it looks
great,
like we're.
even better. Oh yeah, no, I can see us now. Oh cheapers.
uh,
uh
yes. So let me see. I gotta get there. And that's so funny. Hello, can you hear both of us? Let me see the comments.
we've got 3 people there.
Can they hear us? Can they hear us?
I don't know.
Ask them. Oh no. Can you hear us? Don't leave until you
Hold on
tell
one
us.
sec.
Um.
One sec.
Okay, I'm seconding. Trying to get to the group. Anyway, we
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. I have audio. Yes.
Oh, we did it! I did it! I did it! Okay. Although I can't see myself or us, I'm glad you guys are here. Y'all, I'm glad y'all are here. We're here today to talk about all the wonderful things going on with search, social, and websites and AI and marketing. And we wanted to give you the updates so that you can share with us if you know anything different. Love to know that. I'm going to try to pull up the comments from Ecamm, but we'll see if they work. But so who told you it's working?
I did. I went to the
Uh,
live and I turned the audio off and then tested.
well,
So yeah,
that's beautiful. And I got comments and reactions, but they might not come through because we're actually using the Facebook Live component, which is kind of fun. We can do polls in here and things, and let us know what marketing updates you have. And we're going to get right into the details now that we've tried so hard.
yeah.
Phelan, so why don't you start us off with what you find most interesting in what's going on in marketing?
Yeah, I would say one of the big ones that I talked about, but I want to hit up again just in case anyone missed it. But Meta bought out Manus.im,
Mm,
which is interesting because, like we were talking about, the big companies are kind of, a lot of them are giving up the ghost a little bit and just like, hey, how can I just buy my way into an AI solution? And so it really feels like a lot of the big seven are just sort of like using all the money they have to just buy competitors that they might have, which is, now you're not, there's no audio for you.
we know also that TikTok is changing hands this month. So, I mean, the algorithms there have been pretty funny. And I don't know about you or if you're on TikTok. I know a few people who have stopped using TikTok, which I
Yeah.
find very interesting because it has been a little bit of crap lately. And you really have to just like, I think you have to every year, you should maybe fix who you're following. But TikTok is still growing year over year. And I guess so we're getting a little bit into social and I guess updates of acquisitions, right?
Yeah, well, the big thing, the big mover right now with marketing is the AI still. I mean, it's affecting the ads. It's affecting, as like TikTok and Google keep threatening to put ads in all their AI tools,
They
which I,
do, but they're not there yet. And they know that people searching on AI are usually people who are researching and not necessarily looking to buy. I know that Copilot, which is done by Microsoft, has added in shopping options. I know that's the end game for like ChatGPT and things like that, but I don't know how well it's going to work or if they. I know they pulled back. You could fill out a form to become an advertiser on ChatGPT, Americans only. That might be updated, and I can share that. I was going to send it to my clients because we can't actually fill it out. It has to be the client to fill it out.
yeah.
So, and it's mainly for e-commerce initially. We've heard that local SEO has kind of gone down. The
What?
maps
Wait,
has gone down.
before we get off that one spot, I did have something else that I just heard about today,
Ooh.
which is Shopify announced that they are building, because they're big in like whatever the newest thing is, that they're trying to jump on it. And so their next thing that they're really focusing on is the equivalent of an MCP, which is if you use AI tools and you want to get two AI tools to talk to each other, the how they talk is called MCP, model context protocol. And so
Okay.
Shopify is developing their own called the Universal Commerce Protocol, which will
Ooh.
allow Shopify stores to interact with tools like Copilot and Gemini to make retail recommendations based on information that they offer.
Now
So
you can search for anything. That's pretty interesting. In so they're gonna do retail recommendations.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, hey, find me the best three standing desks that are made in Canada, and then supposedly they're going to go out and make three recommendations of that.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's there yet, but I know we'll all try it. We got a good question here from Ritika. Uh, if that's not how I say your name, let me know. Send me a message because I always like to say it well. It says, do you find agencies are losing clients to AI or benefiting lead gen? A bit confused about if AI positive or negative for agencies. That is a really good question because I think AI is speeding up work. However, you have to have a human to review it all. You have to read through it. You have to humanize it. Google is specifically their algorithm update over December really does not like it's making it so that AI blog written content, unless you're just using it for the outline or a first draft, you have to put some human elements into it. Without those, you're less likely to get cited. We want to be cited by the AI platforms like ChatGPT and Gemini and answer engine optimization in Google search. However, we are noticing, so they're estimating that 25% of users are going to be using ChatGPT. We all notice it in our own behavior. How often are you using search now? How often are you using ChatGPT or Perplexity? And what's working for you, right? If you look at your own behavior for what's happening, you can kind of see what's going on. So we're also dealing with that zero click attribution, which 60% of searches result in no clicks. So we're going to see how that affects things. So it's harder and harder to show up. And I know leads may be down for a lot of agencies and marketing people. However, if you have an external sales strategy where you're doing reach out and you're doing an omni channel approach, or as Google likes to say now, the messy middle. So we know that it's not a linear funnel anymore. We know that people are. You can see it in analytics, right? Phelan
Yeah.
often shows. You often show. What do you show clients all the time?
Well, I'd like to show them their traffic, the source and medium of where it's coming from. Even for most of our clients, it's still like Google's still dominating for majority of their traffic, and it hasn't. And it's also when I look at it, like I did year over year comparisons because we've been working with some of them for over a year, and we still haven't seen AI really eat the lunch the way that it's been talked about. um One of the bigger issues is you kind of have to separate out what's the hype for, like, because a lot of AI companies are going to tell you that AI is going to take over because it's self-serving for themselves. So you kind of have to look at the analytics, see if the traffic's going down year over year. I have with a few other clients seen huge decreases in their search console searches that they're showing up for. So clicks remained almost like the same, if not slightly better, but impressions crashed out for one of our local. They were like a home builder, and when we dug in more, it actually turned out to be to their benefit, because they were showing up for a bunch of just like home building, like, vague keywords, whereas now they were showing up for much more targeted to their location
Mm.
with home building and near me type keywords. So,
Interesting, because
yeah.
they're saying old SEO is kind of the traditional tactics for SEO are dead, in that you basically have to be more technical and more in depth in your articles. I think Google's trying to get rid of the fluff out there because you can produce so much so quickly. But there's also an AI kind of like a outline of how you do things for AEO or GEO. I'm more focused on the generative search experience or generative engine optimization. They're also saying user generated content as a strategy is big. And yeah, so we're seeing real big shifts, and also organic reach is really for is down now. I don't know if Rena or maybe Sheilin can speak to that. I know Sheilin focuses on local SEO, and I know Rena is focused on full strategy from website to um, blogging. And yeah, so it's under basically digital marketing is really changing the strategies. It's a new era. And I mean, what was it, 5 years ago? We were saying, like, oh, video is going to be huge. Video's huge, right? If you're not doing short vertical video, you're missing out. I mean, all the platforms are doing it, right? YouTube. I think YouTube's the best one. Although TikTok's really good as a search engine. And I know some people have done really well on Instagram. I'm not sure
Yeah.
about Facebook groups. They seem to be kind of going down, which is
Well,
sad for me, sad for
yeah.
us.
Well, and in the Meta ecosystem, Instagram still is doing pretty well overall. I know that one of our clients has shifted over from TikTok, where they got a lot of leads, to
Mm.
Instagram, and they've been implementing a full mini chat strategy of getting new people involved, and
Ooh,
they've
what's the
even
strategy? Tell us about the strategy.
what they do is that they have like, hey, comment. They deal a lot with like internships and getting internships.
Hmm.
That's one of their big things. And so they say internship guide in the comment, and then that will automatically reach out to them and then give them like a giveaway or something like that. So now they have their email, and now they're in their ecosystem, and they're chatting with them more, and
Hmm.
kind of leading them through a nurture funnel. And that's pretty much fully automated. They even have like a really complex like kind of if then workflow in ManyChat. And so
Ooh,
it's like if they don't respond to this, send them a message in 3 days. It says, hey, if you
kind of
haven't
like
opened
email
this,
marketing.
it's very much in the email marketing workflow, but it's all done on Instagram in DMs before they even like get them into their full ecosystem. And so it's with the like, email and the more traditional way that she was building her funnel.
Now, ManyChat, I mean, they came around a long time ago, and there was such hype when they came out that
Yeah.
when we actually went to look for somebody that was an expert at ManyChat, we posted, I think I posted in two groups, but one like marketing group, GGers, and I didn't get a response.
Yeah, it's one that I think is still underrated as a tool, but I think it's because the like Meta overall has been pushing so hard with the ads, right? Because that's how
Hmm.
they're going to make money. That they were kind of let the more traditional organic methods kind of wither on the vine a little bit. Uh,
Mm.
whether compared to like like a LinkedIn, or LinkedIn was like, hey, we're gonna like just give you as much organic reach as you're willing to give us, because that they're not trying to sell ads.
Right. So it is pretty interesting. They're saying by in between 2024 and 2030, the expected growth of AI marketing is going to be 2 trillion. And AI adoption among companies have leaped from 56% in 2021 to 72% today. So that's pretty neato. Uh,
It,
neato's
I
one of
mean,
my favorite words.
it, it could be. It's tough to say right at this exact second what companies are doing their investment, because at the end of 2025, they were 33% of companies were expected, or 31% were expecting to decrease their investments into AI because they didn't see return on ad value.
A lot of companies last year that jumped in with both feet to AI have had to scramble back and rehire employees.
Yeah.
And the market for freelancers has grown in the last 2 years. So, although we're seeing people lose jobs, I think there is still a lot of opportunity in marketing, especially if you're if you focus in or automation. AI seems to be really big. To be honest, the AI tools, they're spending more money than they're making.
Oh
So
yeah.
and people are calling it a bubble. We'll see what happens as this changes, right? Because we'll see, like how long was Google around before we had ads? Because the ads came out in what, 2008? Was it
So 6 years.
Facebook came out in 2004, I thought.
No, no.
Better check my
You said
numbers.
the ads. Google
No, I
Ads
know, but
itself, as a platform, came out in 2004.
okay, it
Uh,
wasn't that big. I started working inside Google Ads in 2010, I believe. With
yeah,
so that
but
yeah.
also
Oh, go on.
what I was gonna say is just like the difference is Google. So Google like OpenAI is slated. They just announced that they are going to run out of money by the end of this year.
Interesting. So
Uh,
we will see what happens there. But one of the, I think, most unique things we're seeing is things like, Manus. You can use Nano Banana. So Manus has got a connection to Google Gemini API. right?
Yeah.
Because that's how you would be able to use the images in there. There's a lot of video image things happening right now. A lot of I mean, who hasn't tried taking a picture in Gemini and making a video from it? If you do that, share your like 15-second video because you
Yeah.
get 3 a day to play with. So that's really fun. And something to note. I really wanted to bring up before we leave today, and I know I'm jumping all over, but one of the most interesting things I've learned is Google's focus on mobile has increased with the last algorithm update. So if you're building websites or updating your website or anything, always look on mobile before you before you leave, because that's really what you want to optimize for. You want to do a speed test on that page to make sure it is fast, because Google launched in Page Speed Insights a new uh, feature. Would it be a feature? It's it's a new it's EQ. They're so and not EQ like the old EQ. Oh, sorry, it's engagement reliability, ER. So and they're it's about encountering obstacles for users. So if users have obstacles where they get stuck, so more user experience is going to be part of AI SEO. And so you're going to want more technical support and more UX. And that's what we're looking at for mobile. And that's a greater emphasis um, on the core web vitals and the speed things you want to test in Google Search Console and on Google Page Speed Insights. They're saying that the LCP and FID are improved inside Page Speed Insights. Now, if you know what that means, that basically means that how fast pictures are rendering. And Phelan, maybe you can speak to FID.
FID, first interaction display.
Oh,
So
yes, I guess you can speak to it.
yeah, so
My,
that's like basically the time between the page loading to someone being able to see something on the page. Not uh, generally it's HTML, like just text,
yeah.
because that's how most people interact with the website. Is you're really just caring about the text first, versus the LCP, which is largest content full print.
Hmm.
Uh, and so that's like the actual like page loading, like what's the distance between it and like the page, like having something that people can interact with on the page.
Hmm. That makes sense. And so paying attention to that, so going into Page Speed Insights, just typing that into Google and putting your homepage in there at the very least to see where you're at. You want a speed of 2 seconds or under. And I find it helpful, although I know, Phelan, that when you look at e-commerce sites like Shopify, it, Page Speed Insights are less relevant. Can you speak to that?
Well, and that used to be the case. So what happened is back in the day, the way that Shopify would load a website, like the joke was that if you put Amazon into PageSpeed Insights, it would do really poorly. And so what happens is that Shopify and Amazon, the way they load pages is slightly different than how Google expects it. So those what you have to do is physically test the page and see how people interact with it and see if like you're missing out on something like that. Which so it's slightly different. It's always the most important thing is like actually how people engage with the website. That's always the best. Does it actually load properly? Are things feeling natural? Are things breaking? That kind of stuff is the most
Easy to
important.
read.
Yeah. One other thing is that you can also test not just with PageSpeed Insights, but you could also do something called Lighthouse in your developer tools of Chrome.
Okay.
So it's like the last option if you open up Developer Chrome, or it says like,
No,
uh,
I can actually, if you go, I don't know if I've done it properly, but I do have. So in the weeks to come, we will be able to share screen with both of us on screen. So you can show what you're talking about, which if I didn't get all hung up on the technical aspects of what was going on today, I would have gotten that done for us.
yeah, we're getting back in the saddle of actually doing this live, and all the software's kind of
Well,
changed.
yeah, as we know, all the software updates, but Ecamm, I was reading that somebody was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to give up Ecamm," and blah 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 blah. And so I know there were some technical issues. We're streaming in the Facebook Live, which I haven't done for years, but we're streaming and we're using Ecamm and our video and our audio using the Ecamm connector. We can also use this in Zoom, so it's pretty cool. We get more savvy as the years go.
Yeah, I think that it's good that way. I also wanted to say one other big thing that happened just over the Christmas break was a level 10 security vulnerability was discovered in N8N,
Oh,
which is considered to be the worst type of vulnerability, and apparently gave people anyone could, if you had automations going in N8N and it had access to anything that was like code executing, then someone else could inject their own code into it and expose your API keys, expose all kinds of very sensitive
API
information,
keys can cost you money,
a
so
lot of money. So yeah, keep an eye on it. Uh,
never share those. Never. There was
no,
also another breach. I think Facebook or Gmail. I mean, go change your passwords yearly. Change your passwords, and you're not supposed to like click save password on this computer, because it's a
well,
vulnerability.
and also just for the record, Google has never had a hack. They have never had a breach. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, they're the only major tech company never to have a breach, and it's because they make you, like, when you log in, you have to physically put in a USB stick into the computer,
yeah.
which is like it's nigh impossible to duplicate.
Mm. I also wanted to talk about there's a lot of chat about, oh my God, which AI is going to win? Is it like Gemini? Is it like Copilot? Is it Anthropic? Is it so I think everybody's kind of figuring out their best, what works for them. And I think a lot more people are making custom gems and custom GPTs. And I think in Claude you can now correct me if I'm wrong because I don't really use Claude, but you can also make custom Claudy things.
I think that the to my mind, they've kind of they're not all trying to do the same thing, which I think is to their benefit. So obviously, it also depends on what they've been trained on, right? Like training data is like one of the most valuable pieces of information, especially now that more websites are implementing no crawlers for AI.
Mhm.
So as new information gets out there, it won't be hoovered up by AIs
Mhm.
systems, and so I think the training data is going to be very valuable. It seems so far, like for example, uh, Claude killed a tech website, very important coding website
Hmm.
called Stack Overflow, where a lot of people used to ask questions of like, "Hey, my code does this, and now it doesn't work." And Stack Overflow basically got inundated with AI-based code, and they just shut it down. And so, and it's basically the company's dead now. That there's no one asking questions on it.
There's a lot of AI companies that have lost some users recently. So, basically, to go back to the question that was asked, I think there's a lot of opportunity for people in this a beginning AI generated world. We are not in a place where you can just let AI take over. Everything needs to be validated. Everything needs to be looked at, specifically numbers and like when you get resources for your articles. Always good to check those. It's a lot more reading now, I find, to make sure the information is correct. A lot more reading and checking.
Yeah, it's definitely. I personally don't see it as it's not there. It's not like the the AI apocalypse that everyone was trying to promote, especially the AI companies. I don't think it's there. Even the big companies that have done mass adoption of it, I don't think it's worked out to the same level. It may be able to supplement some workers, but I ultimately think that if you're a business owner, especially if you're doing anything with marketing, you're going to need, or public facing stuff, I should say. When I mean marketing, I mean something that's public facing. Uh, you really just can't replace people the same the way that it was talked about.
Yeah, and with the money issues that they're having, we'll see what happens. We know the world's there's a lot going on, and so marketing is just one element, and a big element because it does affect a lot of what people see and do online, right? There's a lot of change, but basically, if we're going to recap, let's recap the changes. So we talked quickly about Manus getting bought, and TikTok was bought, and that execution is happening soon. Manus, which is the agent I use, so it's like a chat GPT, but also like an agent. So if you paid $200 a month in the chat GPT, you get the agent as well there. So agents are still a big thing. Automation's getting bigger. TikTok and vertical video is growing, but search and organic search is down, and paid ads are supplementing the organic, right? So we're seeing what Google calls the messy middle, where, and there's a whole article which I'll share. They did an article and then they had like a 90-page PDF that I'm slowly reading. It's actually a good read, but I'm slow at reading it. So citations are also up. People are really frustrated with Google Business Profile. I didn't mention that before, because there was a company getting sued. It was, I think, a real estate company for permanently closing another company online, things like that, because you can really kind of heat up what's going on in local search. We didn't talk about Google Ads. There's a AI stuff going on in there. But we're seeing where it goes. You can experiment with that, maybe experiment on your own account first. And the AI video we didn't get into. We kind of got into AI video, but we talked about speed, which was a big one, and mobile. And the last thing to mention before we have to go is um, audio. Oh, it's not audible. Uh, what's it called? It's speech to text searching. So voice search optimization. So a lot more people are using Hey Google Stop. A lot more people are using voice search. And on that note, we have to go. So I think Hey Google Stop. I think we made our half an hour and talked about all the updates. If you have questions or you know something that we didn't mention, we'd love to know. And if you like this live, please just give it a thumbs up, because we tried really hard today. Phelan,
Yes.
so where can people find you if they're looking for you?
You can definitely find me in the group. Fairly easy to find, and then we're also, come to Sumer Digital Media website. Let us know what's on your mind, and we are
Hey
happy
Google,
to
stop.
answer any questions people have. Just comment on this live as well.
Yeah, let's collaborate, and more on more stuff later. Lovely to see y'all. Thanks for chiming in, and really thank you for helping us with our sound issues and camera issues. We will be back in 1 month from today on the last Thursday of the month to do a full marketing update for you. Okay, bye.
Bye.